And welcome back to the Anime Den. And this is probably one of the prized possessions I wanted to get my hands on. This actually, again, this is my own personal one. I don't sell these ones. This is, of course, the MMS Busou Shinki Strarf Mark II. Now, for those who haven't seen the Busou Shinki TV series or the OVA, it's well worth the watch. This is actually 1-to-1 scale. And as you can see in the box, straight... Oh, that light's hitting the box. Oh, that light's hitting the box. You can't really see it at the moment. This box is busy. For those who can't, I'll try and get it in a point where the light's not absolutely smashing it. I mean, the box itself is beautiful. And you see, there we go, you can sort of see it now. This is a busy box. You see there's a figure in there, and you see there is a lot of other stuff. And we'll take a tour around this box. I mean, you get this beautiful artwork, of course, of Straff, and all the information. It's a Straff Mark II, of course, by Konami. And because I've been told that Konami doesn't have a factory nowadays, this is why you can't find these. They're not making any new prints at the moment. And that gives you a look of what Straff will look like in her battle suit. There's, of course, a opportunity to go online, because in the anime series, these are programmable droids, they're robots, that start off actually as a battle system for players, and then, of course, obviously become helper droids. And that gives you another sort of look of what Straff could look like at the end of the day. Some more information on it. That's, of course... If I can get it down. Oh, I've gone back to the same side again. There's a couple of other sort of things you can do with the Straff model. So there's a lot in there. This is a well-packed kit, and they are quite expensive. There's all your vendor information, all your stuff from Konami and that. Quite a lot of stuff in this box. This is a thick box. It's, when you look at other sort of, when you look at a Figma figure of that, they're usually about half this width. The box align's probably getting on towards about 4 inches deeper line. So this is quite big. So let's open it up and let's have a look, see what's in it.
And half of this.
Just put the box down over here. So straight up, you can see there is layers. This box has got layers. And it's got lots of layers. And everything's in there. This is a kit and a half. So you already see there is 3 layers of pieces. There is a lot. So we'll go through some of the layers straight up, and then we'll come back and we'll probably assemble. So of course this is the actual Straff model. So this is the Straff figure in its box. I'm going to try and take this box out. Ooh, plastic, nice blow mold plastic top on. Very nicely done. Come on. Come apart. There we go. A little bit of sticky tape on it. There's some bits that have come out. Because this is Straff. This is the Straff figure as a blank figure. About 6 inches tall. Now, one of the things you'll notice is that this figure seems to have a lot of exposed joints. So, I don't know if you can see them in the camera there, but certainly there is, you can sort of see there's exposure there. The elbows are their shoulders are quite exposed. It's a very exposed figure, but in the anime series, it's also a very exposed figure. And part of the reason why they've got to have it exposed is because there's a lot of bits that can clip into this. So, but straight up, what we can see, this figure, oh, get him back in camera, has got a lot of mobility. This is very much like the Figma figures. So there's a lot of head mobility, there's lots and lots of arm mobility. There's joints everywhere. There's actually a shoulder joint, there's actually a upper arm rotation joint. I don't know if you can really see it that well. Upper arm rotation joint. There's an elbow joint and a wrist joint. So that's a lot of joints. Then of course you've got a torso joint. Then obviously in the legs themselves you've got of course the hip joint, which is very mobile, very mobile. And it actually uses a very interesting sort of system too. It's not your sort of traditional hip joint, which probably allows for a lot more mobility. Then you've got of course an upper leg joint. Then obviously, and the knee goes back so far. That's huge amount of mobility. The leg, that's a lot of mobility on that leg. And of course, there's no side movement on the ankle, but again, that's not really that special when you're looking at a statue figure like this, because everything in this figure is in here. There is so much more to this figure that's actually in these packs. So of course, like your Figma figures, you get, of course, your extra head. So we'll try and get that under some better light. So that's sort of a sleep or an expressionless looking face. Let's get this one out. And then we have, of course, if we can get it a bit closer, a battle, so an expression face in the full battle regalia. Of course, there's nothing on the front. It's all the business is in the front of this one. So there's, of course, your expression face in battle regalia. And of course, you also get a lot of other things too. That is, of course, I would expect to be a part of a replacement torso. I haven't read the instructions yet. That's how cool this is. I've just got it straight out and I'm reviewing it. But of course, that looks like it's part of a torso with a combat sort of part on it. I'll find out soon enough. And there's lots of other parts in here too. We'll find more out as we get to the instructions. So there's hair, there's of course a couple of swords, there's some arm extensions, there's some leg extensions, some feet. They're probably connectors to help connect it up to Straff. So it's all parts to make, obviously, the end result figures. So let's put that down here. We'll bring up the next tray. Because remember, there's 3 trays. So we brought up the next tray. Again, we're going to pull out take the cover off. Cover off. The cover's now off. And what we're seeing here is literally just all connectors. They're all connection pieces. So this would be for obviously when you transform Straff into various modes. So there's all various connectors, and some of these connectors have got some sort of articulation to them. So some have got articulation to them. Obviously various bits will be used in various places. I mean, these are all to make this the final combat upgrade suit. And that's what I was saying before. This is a fairly busy kit because in the series, of course, the characters do battle out at times. So, of course, there's things like her Gatling gun sword. So, it's actually got a blade on it and a Gatling gun. And again, it's got all the connectors to connect it up. There is, of course, again, more swords. There's actually blade parts that go onto a suit. There's more and more connectors. Like the Figmas, there's a ton of extra hands. There's a lot in here, but a lot of this is just connectors. And we'll come to those as we get to the final, as we do the actual build. Because we will build this, we will show you this being built. And of course, last but not least, is of course the base. This would have to be, of course, the base. And this is a big base. That's obviously a connector arm to connect it onto the base. It's quite an involved and elaborate base. This is a connector arm. It's quite good. That is, of course, part of the base. There's also these little blocks. I am not sure on these blocks, but I'm assuming we'll find out what they are as we go on. But they obviously serve some form of purpose because obviously they look like they connect together. So we won't connect them together just yet, just in case we've screwed up. There's a heap of other connectors in here as well, so this is all about the base, pretty much. And of course, last but not least, a set of instructions. So let's get the instructions out and have a quick look at the instructions. So we got these. All right, welcome back. We had to take a quick break there. So we've opened up the instruction menu. Obviously the instruction menu comes like that, and you actually get this little black slip in. We open the black slip up. This is, of course, I'm not going to get too close. I don't want you to see it's my password. This is, of course, the Shinki Net password. So every figure gets its own unique password. So obviously you can go onto the Konami's Busou Shinki website, and you can actually get on and create your own Shinki account. What it does, I don't know. We'll find out. But this is, of course, the instruction manual. Try to get outside of that light for a fraction. So on the front is, of course, just a lot of writing about the actual figures themselves, a little bit about the Shinki Net and what you can do online. Inside, of course, is a parts list, all the parts you'll find, and of course up the top here is, of course, where your separation points are on your statue, or on your doll, I should say. And of course then we have all the transformation sequences. So we might give it a bit of a go. So stick with us, and we might turn off the camera for this one and come back, otherwise this video is going to end up being about 3 hours long. So stick with us, we'll be right back with the first stage transformation. Thank you very much, and we'll be back in a moment. And welcome back. We've actually now finished building the Shinki. And you can see it's a very complex sort of looking machine once it's finished. Okay? Obviously we've replaced the legs. Let's see if we can pan down onto the legs just quickly. We've replaced the legs, of course, with these exoskeleton legs. And they're fully articulated. They've got quite a lot of, we'll try and bring it around a bit. So the legs themselves have got quite a range of movement, again, just like before. It's got sideways motion, and everything's just press fit. So quite a large amount of motion. There is actually flex motion too, just above the knee, and of course it gives you a double joint, because there's still the joint up here where it connects in. And of course, as you can see, there's actually like a blade protruding from her leg. Try and put her back down. I've got her set up. Oh, I've got her set up at the. Some things just don't want to work today. On the frame, because it just makes it easier to display, and because that frame can actually connect just directly into the back of part of the exo frame. And of course these are all accessory bits. I haven't put all the accessory bits on it, and there's a lot of customizing you can do, and that's the beauty of the Shinkis. You can customize the hell out of them. You can see there's still sort of pegs there that can be attached. Yeah, up here, because the arm, these exoskeleton arms, and I'll just pan back up so you can see it. Again, hugely articulated, so they can actually go. Quite a lot of flexation up and down, and of course in and out, plus there's accessory flexation there. Then you of course have further flexation in the upper arm, then of course a very nice elbow joint, then there's of course more flexation down at the wrist, and of course the hands again have some flexation, and of course then you can put the big ass sword in. And of course these wings here are just again an accessory item. And there's a lot of other parts too, like that there I'm assuming is some sort of removable and replaceable item that's just pegged in, so obviously you can just replace that with other parts from the accessory items. There's still more pegs along here, or peg holes along here for bits to be stuck into. Now again, the same on this side. So this is a two-piece kit here. This is actually two pieces, so that's actually the ammunition box. Inside that blade is actually a Gatling gun. Again, there's more sprues on the sides. This arm again has the same amount of actual rotation as the other arm. That's what I had her on the frame for. And of course, as we come around the back, let's just get this out of the way. So obviously, one of the things we have done is, and it's a really neat trick here, this torso is actually removable. It's literally just like a t-shirt. You just slip it on and off. So you can actually replace your torsos very easily, and that's the replacement torso for battle mode. And because as we spin her around to the side,
and that cord,
actually more towards the back, you'll of course see again there's more accessory parts on the back. So there's these neat little sort of airfoils, and again they're very well articulated. You can do a lot with them. You know, again, they've got a fairly good range of motion. And again, this is probably to do with other things you can do with it. I'm not going to show you everything you can do with it, because that's not the point. I mean, if you buy more and more of these sort of Shinki kits, you can actually then customize other pieces into them. So, I mean, obviously the idea when they first made these was that you could buy a whole range of kits and you could then build your favourite. But I know I love this one. This was just an absolute grab today at an event I was at. I've always wanted a Shinki. They've always been way too expensive online. This one was actually a bargain, so I grabbed it. I like Straff. Straff was in the series. Not probably my most favourite character from the series, but favourite enough that I'd actually buy her, so I did. So that is the Busou no Shinki 1:1 scale Strarf Mark II from Konami. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Why volume?